Okay, good morning, students. This morning I'm going to try to explain the items, the questions that were present in your midterm. And this is question numbered 41 through 45. And the instructions are to bubble in the letter of the correct answer. So on the left, I have what we have these equations. You see this equation, y equals negative 3x plus 1. Then I have y equals to negative x. Then y equals to 3, x equals to 3, and y equals to 3x minus 1. Okay, the easiest one to identify are 41 and 45 because these two equations are written in a way that we can see the slope. It's the slope-intercept form, y slope-intercept form. So if you look at this, the coefficient of the x term, when the equation is given this way, the coefficient of the x term is the slope. So item number 41, the equation y equals negative 3x plus 1, the slope is negative 3. So we got that one. Then you see this one at the bottom that it says y equals to 3x minus 1. The coefficient on the left side of the x term is the slope. So here, 45, y equals to 3x minus 1, the slope is 3. Now let's deal with this one, which is number 42, that it says negative x, y equals to negative x plus 0. You don't see anything here because in reality, the y-intercept is 0. So what is the coefficient of the x term, even though that many students think there's nothing there, but it's not true. This equation is the same thing as y equals to negative 1x plus 0. So what is the slope of this line? Negative 1. So we have 41 done, we have 45 done, and we have 42. Now this is what we have to be careful with these two. When the line is given as a y equals to 3, that means that the x is missing. When the x is missing, the line is parallel. When the line is parallel, the slope is 0. So this is when a line, I'm sorry, not parallel, when the line is horizontal. I'm sorry, I guess I'm a little bit sleepy. I woke up kind of early this morning. Let me say this again. Y equals 3 is a horizontal line. How do I know? Because when the x term is missing, it's because it's parallel to the x-axis. So allow me to do this little picture right here. Right here. I'm going to try to do my best. This is y. This is called x. Okay. This is quadrant number 1 right here. So y equals to 3. That means that doesn't matter the x value. The y will always be equal to 3. So this is y equals to 3. It's a horizontal line parallel to the x-axis. That means that the slope is 0. So we're done with this problem. And then we have x equals 3. Let me stop a little bit to graph the equation x equals 3. Let's graph the equation x equals 3. So here I have the y-axis. Here I have the x-axis. Let me put an x here, a y here. And when the y is missing, it's because it's parallel to the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3. That means that the line is vertical. Vertical is a vertical line. X equals to 3 and it's parallel to the y-axis. When the line is vertical, the slope m is undefined. So the answer here would be letter E. So we're done with this. The two most difficult were these two. Because here you know that the slope is negative 3 right beside the x. Here you know that the slope is 3 is the coefficient of the x term. And here you know that the slope is negative 1 because the coefficient of the x term is negative 1. The only challenge, it might be this. So I believe that you have to kind of memorize when it's y equals to a constant, is y equals to a constant, is going to be a horizontal line, and the slope is going to be equal to 0. When it's x equals to 3, that the y is not there, only the x, this is going to be a vertical line, and the slope is undefined. Now, to use less space, Let me continue and do problems 46 through 50. That is asking me to find the Y-intercept. So I already did 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Now I'm going to do 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Well, the Y-intercept, when the equation is given to you in the form of y equals mx plus b. Here's the y, here's the x term, this is the coefficient of the x term, and this is the y-intercept. The y-intercept, 0b. So let's see which of these are very easy. Problem number 46. Why is 46 easy? Because y equals to 2x is the same thing as y equals to 2x plus 0. This is b. This is b. So that means that the y-intercept is 0, 0. Let me see if I find it here. Look at this here. Look at this here. The y-intercept is 0, 0. Now look at this one. This one is kind of easy too, because the equation is given as y equals mx plus b. What is the b here? This is b. This is b. So that means that the y-intercept is going to be something like 0, 2. Not something like. It's going to be exactly 0, 2. This right here is a y-intercept. The x equals to 0 and the y equals to 2. And how do you know this? Because when the equation is in the form of y equals to negative x plus 2, m here is negative 1. Right here, m here is negative 1. I'm sorry. M here is negative 1 and b is 2. So the y-intercept is 0, 2. Now here, this is again the same equations that we had here before. This is the slope, which is negative 2, but they're not asking you for the slope. They're asking you for the y-intercept, which is b. So it have to be something like 0, negative 2. It's right here. Look, 0, negative 2. So I'm done with this. Now here's where we have to stop again. And I don't mind explaining the same thing over and over again. I don't mind. Let me do problem number 48. That it says y equals to 2. Okay, let me graph this. When it's y equals to 2, that means that the line is horizontal because the x is missing. So it's 1, 2. So this is the graph. This is the graph of the line y equals to 2. Now the question is, where is this line intersecting the y-axis? Look at it here. In 0, 2. So that means for y equals 2, the y-intercept is exactly the same thing, 0, 2. So that means that you can have the same answer repeated. The y-intercept for this one is 0, 2. It was the same answer as this one. So 47 and 48 have the same answer. But now allow me to do problem number 49. And again, I don't mind repeating the same thing over and over again. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. And then what is x equals to 2? X equals to 2 is a vertical line. And a vertical line, and it goes through x equals to 2. It goes through equals to 2. So you see this is 2, 0, 2. So the line is like this. But it is perpendicular to the y-axis and it's vertical. So that means that what is the y-intercept? Where is this line intersecting the y-axis? Does not intersect the y-axis. So let's see if the answer is here. No, the line does not intersect the y-axis. So for here, the answer would be D. Well, I hope it helped you a little bit better understand the content of this midterm. Bye-bye.